stuffed unicorn. She fixed it.
Apparently. Why? And why did we ever use that as a bed? I don't even want to know, I think.
No idea how she managed to bring so much clothing. Must have hired out a galleon.
Or
as usual, black and white.
She used magic. I mean, magic is the answer to everything, basically. Anyway, yeah, I think that means we are ready. Time to meet Yennefer at the entrance to Care Troll to Keep. Okay, that works as well. Excuse me. Can I close the door again? Brilliant. Well, I would love to join you boys for fist fights, but today is not the right day for that. But that begs the question. We need to be up there. How? Oh, we're gonna have to walk all the way around. Well, it's a beautiful day at least. The weather isn't sucky. So let's go to a party. Even if it isn't really a party, but it's a wake, that's what it is. Alright, I get the idea of placing your bloody keep on side of a bloody mountain. That means it is very easily defensible, very easy to be defended and whatnot, but does one really have to walk such a long bloody distance?
Who made that be?
To get all the way over here?
Plain to see, it's a witcher.
A monster slayer, eh? What's it doing here?
It's a friend of the Jarl's. Maybe come to visit.
I'm here for the wake, gentlemen. Don't you see my attire? Dear, oh dear. Anyway, there be a merchant. Does he play Gwent? Certainly he must play Gwent. Greetings.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
We've spoken before, haven't we? Or did we not?
Show me your wares.
You seem familiar. You do seem familiar because I saw your bloody expensive traveler flyers and whatnot. No, I'm not a tourist, even though I am. I don't need your stuff.
Come, take a
You
gander.
know what I mean?
We serve her who
We could
is
be out in our
virgin, mother
raid,
and crone.
fighting, drinking, dancing with wenches till dawn. But this way,
This way, not only do I gotta stand here like a stump, but I gotta listen to your whining all the while. Shut it, Vault!
Well, apparently. Anyway, Roach, hang in there, enjoy the food. Everything will be fine. Yeah. I love how this looks. I hate how this...
Where are you going?
There's probably stairs. I see stairs. Okay, next time we're down there, or when we're up there, we'll find our way down through the side, because that's a whole lot better than just walking the entire distance around the place. Because, dear oh dear, this is a long walk. And it only will mess up my festive slippers. Yeah, I know, it's horrible. Very fancy, though. A little bit creepy. But also pretty cool.
Friends we show heart, foes we show our axe. Remember that.
Well, I hope you show me your heart, and also... Would you share the loot?
Hey!
No, no hearts. Fine, fine. As you wish. I'll be on my way. I'm on my way to a bloody wake. The bridge to Gertrude. This be Geralt of Rivia. In attire he doesn't normally wear.
So pleased you come to pay respects
Midst the
to
cliffs
my
and peaks.
I knew Colin.
mine.
Bran was a great ruler.
He needs a worthy successor.
You speak as though you have someone in mind.
Skellige's troubles very much derive from it not being a hereditary monarchy. Any upstart can be king and destroy his predecessor's legacy.
The King of the Isles is a more symbolic position.
That should change as well. A strong leader who wields true power. That is what the times require.
Maybe, but it also would really trample on all kinds of, well, cultural stuff you've got going on, but... Greetings. Would you like to introduce me again? Who is this lady? I mean, you're familiar with each other, so...
Introduce me?
This is my friend Geralt, and this is Berna, widow of the dear departed Bran.
My
The
condolences.
Queen Mother. It's a pleasure to meet you, Geralt. You must forgive me, but on a day like today, I'm afraid I cannot indulge in my penchant for long conversations.
Lovely outfit. You look dashing.
Thank you. You're dazzling.
You know I really missed your candidness. I'm glad we're here together.
Yeah, better than being solo. Although, to be honest, awake. I really hate occasions like this.
Don't like funerals. Don't like feasts.
I know. You also dislike underdone meat and being teleported.
And for good
But
reason.
Sometimes we must overcome our disgusts and prevail.
Fine. Anyway, if you're ready, let's go find Krach.
We should mingle before they all get drunk. There'll be no talking to anyone then.
Good thinking. I don't know what Krach wants, but when we meet with him, we should have clear minds.
I'm not gonna drink. Why dull my senses when I'm in such pleasant company?
Do you plan to compliment me all evening?
I plan to tell you what I think.
Well. Anyway, Brianna. One moment, Yennefer. One moment. Brianna likewise refused to hide the disgust with the customs of choosing a ruler by vote of the Jarls. Just like all the other customs. She dreamed of establishing a hereditary kingship in Skellige, and thought the ideal dynasty to hold it was her own, starting with her and Bran's son, the young Svanrig. Well, again, I don't think the Skelligers would approve of that, since they seem very attached to their customs. Including a wake.
Can you swing an axe?
I can swing a sword.
So, what have you brought for the farewell feast?
Bread, sheep's milk cheese.
Our wagon's full of loot we ripped from the Black Ones.
We've also wine from the temples of Melitele, remote ones. Wonder what'll please Bran more, your victuals or our ward booty?
I don't think Bran would really care all that much. He's dead. He's enjoying the afterlife, although maybe he looks down upon us and enjoys the
Geralt,
feast
there's
as well.
something I've been meaning to ask you. Your beard. Why did you decide to grow it out?
I like
Really
it.
know.
Must say it suits you.
Thank you.
Picking your teeth,
I mean,
sir.
I like a little bit of a bushy beard. It's nice. A little bit fluffy. Although maybe I should shave it at some point to be back in shape a little bit.
Lady Yennefer.
Sir,
Greetings, Arnvald. My companion is Geralt of Rivia.
I am honored.
Well, nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you too. Quite a few guests.
They come to bid their king farewell. They come to see the claimants to the crown.
We wanted to talk to Krach on Crate.
The Jarl will join us shortly. He's assigned you a place of honor at the table just beside his daughter Ceres. Follow me, please.
They've seated us here.
I asked them to. Wanted to meet the notorious witcher Geralt.
We've met. Don't remember?
That was ages ago. Yalmer and I were children when you last visited Orda. But you should meet your feast mates. Allow me the dubious honor. That's Halbjorn, son of Holger Blackhand. Blue Boy Lucas, Madman Lucas's firstborn. And choking down a stockfish over there is Otric on Hindar.
Well, nice to meet you. And apparently, again, we've known. What's your name? Let's not say that. That would be kind of rude, right? That would be kind of rude. I'm not entirely sure what her name was, but... Bad memory. I'm very sorry. Very sorry. But again, I personally can't remember.
Forgive me. I remember our meeting all those years ago, but I don't recall your name.
Ceres on Crate, Krach her dad, and her big brother Yalmer called a Sparrowhawk. A Yal's daughter she is. Fat lot of good it does her.
Ceres is jealous, for the one among us who performs the greatest feat will be crowned king.
We all know the feats are a sideshow. Our fathers will choose who will wear the crown. What do you think they spoke to Krach about?
You talk like that because you're short of strength and skill. Remember when Hjalmar challenged us all to a race up the mount? You didn't stand with us then. As he buried his axe in that stump at the top to mark his victory, you were warming your chicken bones by the fire.
Had my reasons for not participating, but I would have won then, as I'd win now.
Now that you mention him, just noticed Hjalmar's not here.
My brother walks his own paths.
Does he?
But about the race, why don't we repeat it? I'm willing to challenge any of you, Witcher included.
Ooh.
If I beat him to the top, venture to say that'd be a feat, eh?
That would be a feat for anyone.
If the Witcher's in.
Geralt?
You do know you're gonna get yourself into trouble like this, right? Fine. I'm curious, I'll race. I'm good at racing.
Gladly. What are the rules?
Whoever pulls Hjalmar's axe from the stump at the top of the hill wins. Stray off the path and you lose.
And here I was, ready to puke from all the boredom. Let's go!
I don't like the straying off the path parts, because that's about to happen. You do know I'm not gonna let anyone win, right?
From this spot, you must reach the top of that mount. At the summit, you'll see the stump of an oak. Hjalmar's axe buried in it. Whoever pulls the axe from the stump first wins.
I'm ready.
Well,
You'll
you
start
better
when I
be.
sound the horn.
Alright, well, in that case, let's be ready. Well, the horn sounds. Let's do this. Oh, I'm not just a monster slayer, I'm also a race master. See these mountain goats? They don't stand a chance. Although, to be honest, we need to go over here. Yeah. The only way you can win is when I lose track of where the hell I'm trying to go. I can't hear you, you're too far behind. Try again. Oh, I kind of feel sorry for her. I mean, you're really trying to race against a empowered superhuman who has had his entire body enhanced with potions and whatnot. Like, seriously. It is a miracle if you would win. The only way you would win is if an avalanche would sweep me away. Well, to be fair, you are keeping up with me quite well. I'll have to say that. So, you do get some benefit of the doubt. But nonetheless, this axe be mine. And then we figure out it's already gone. Let's see. Nope. It'd still be here. Is she coming? Well, if she's not coming, I do hope she's alive.
I won, but only by a hair.
That's a lie.
No such thing. There's winning and there's losing, and I lost.
Still though, you kept up with me.
Let's.
Maybe I should have let her win. Nah, she would have noticed.
See the wakes in full swing.
Lost sight of yous. Who won?
I lost.
Lost to a Witcher, Sparrowhawk. That'd likely happen to any of us.
Pretty much.
Enough of the natter and let's drink.
I can't, I made a promise. Not me, sorry boys.
Can't today, for good reason, believe me.
But if not today, then when?
Tomorrow, we'll
You've been
reschedule.
great company. Sadly, it's time we moved on.
Really?
Indeed. We must talk, but not here. You shall learn all beyond that door.
Okay, call me intrigued. But also... Okay, the last time... Yennefer? Yeah, Yennefer? Oh, there you are. The last time I was directed through a courtroom or through a fancy palace hall thing, I apparently missed some conversation options with people. For example, with Morvran Forrest, who was standing there, and I could have talked to him. So, before I do anything, I do want to see if there's people I can talk with.
What is it you wish?
Conversation.
Got a minute?
Yeah. Stuff like this. Everyone's mourning King Bran's death. What about you?
Sad when someone like Bran dies. Everyone says he was a good king.
It's not fitting to speak elsewise about the dead.
Mean you don't agree?
Bran spent his life at sea. And while he was away, old feuds flared, devouring the Isles from the inside. Folk grew furious, claiming there was no one to mediate, resolve quarrels. But then Bran would return with loot, throw a feast, let the mead flow in rivers, and everyone loved him again.
So in that regard, yeah, people loved him, but he wasn't exactly a problem solver in that regard. Well, let's hope that whoever will take the crown next will be able to do just that. Anyway, I'll see you around, Ceres.
Farewell.
It was nice talking to you. She's kind of nice. Otrig Anhindar.
What?
Hi. I'm looking at your name and trying to figure out how the hell do I pronounce that. Is there anyone else?
I'm here for you.
Shiver at the very thought of that cursed wood. It is the witchcraft of Moorhog's rings.
Tell me honestly, do you believe that?
Are you okay? My god. Like panting up near my ear. Dear. Anyway, let's see. Anyone else?
My god died a hero's death. Faced 3 black ones alone. They cut off his arm at the shoulder.
Oof.
Hulda slit his own throat. Wouldn't let himself be took prisoner.
I couldn't help overhearing. Fate was unkind to your menfolk.
Quite so.
Widow's Isles. That's what Skellige is.
To you continentals. War started a half year back. We've been fighting Nilfgaard for years now.
And we're not like to ever stop.
Well, at least you're not losing to them. And you've got the might of your island, so... Nilfgaard's gonna have a really hard time taking all of you down. But, honestly, I'll be proud of your men.
Your husbands died glorious deaths.
Oh, aye. Gotten captained a longship, near 3 dozen men aboard. Raided half a dozen Nilfgaardian villages, filled his hull with captives. On the return, they came across a black fleet, 3 galleons. But our men did not flee. Instead, they drew close and boarded. Gotten chopped off an imperial captain's head. Then they backed him against the rails. He died with a war cry on his lips.
Not to be underestimated.
My Hulda was a scout. Snuck into the enemy's camp. Hounds sniffed him out. When the black ones surrounded him, he slit his own throat. Refused to let them question him.
That's pretty brutal, honestly. But what will become of you two then?
Crach's sure to see that you're cared for.
Women don't need men to care for them, Geralt.
The sorceress speaks true. We take care of ourselves. War and death are twin sisters. We've long known both.
No one mourns here. Tears we replace with vengeance. The women of Skellige are fertile, and we birth no cowards.
Well, all the more power to you. Anyway, we should be heading off. More people to talk to and more things to get distracted by. Enjoy the wake.
Farewell. May your sons make port as many times as they sail out.
As the gods will it, so shall it be.
Must say I like the women of Skellige. It's as if each one would make a good sorceress.
Can't think of a single sorceress from Skellige, let alone a famous one.
Litternaid, known also as Coral.
She was from Skellige?
Don't you remember?
No, I don't. I mean, again, amnesia, all that kind of stuff. We've been over that before.
Shame. Why would I?
A queen should join her king on his last journey. Tradition demands.
Does it really?
Geralt, this is Holger Blackhand, Berna, Bran's widow, and our hostess today. You've already met.
Widow? A widow's duty is to lie beside her husband.
A widow's duty is to care for the king's son.
Not by our customs, it ain't.
Your customs are barbarous.
Honestly, not our place to get involved. Maybe, but as an outsider, I'm sorry, but I do kinda agree.
A custom that demands widows burn themselves alive? Too harsh.
Foreigners?
Holger, perhaps you'd like to show us the meaning of courage? Walk willingly into flames? I'm sure we can scrape together some wood.
Calling me a coward?
Calm yourself, Holger. You speak to a widow at her husband's wake.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sorry for your loss.
Heard a lot of good things about Bran.
I will miss him sorely. I was not his first wife. but I bore him his firstborn son and saw him off on his final journey. We lived a great many years together.
No. I guess we should move on. Your husband will be remembered, though. Let his legacy live on.
Let's move on, Yen.
High time we did as well. Come, Svanriga.
Byrne is a scheming whore. Refuses to admit her reign's ended. Bran knew how to keep her in line. Let's drink to his memory.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, but I really shouldn't drink. I made a promise.
Bran, a great king, a great man.
May our next king be his equal.
Geralt.
All right, let's go.
Svanrik and whatever the hell. Anyway, I'm learning about a lot of new people. One moment, Yennefer, one moment. Arnvald. After Gudlaf, trusted seneschal to the Ancrate Jarls, passed away, a portion of his duties were taken over by the Jarl's cupbearer, Arnvald. This elderly Skelliger did not possess the far-reaching authority of his predecessor, but still had managed to make himself irreplaceable in his few years in the position. His purview included not only stocking the larders and cellars of Caertroll, but also seeing to the needs of the keep's inhabitants, as well as the guests that visited during feasts and other important ceremonies. Thank you very much, Arnvald, for letting us in. And Blue Boy Lugos. Madman Lugos' sole child and heir was a dour, strapping lad who was nothing like his father. His nickname dated from his childhood, when bruises often covered his body, supposedly from the rough and rowdy play Skellige boys engaged in. Yet others suspected they came from his father's belt, rod or fist. For rumor had it, Lugos Sr. did not wish to spoil his only child, and thus punished him harshly for any minor cock-up or grander failure. It's kinda rough, again, Skellige, boy. Cerys Ancrate. While in Skellige, Geralt finally had the chance to meet Cerys Ancrate, the younger of Crag's two children. Known as Sparrowhawk to her friends, she was as fierce and swift as this name would indicate. Cerys was an islander through and through, and the spitting image of her father, having inherited all his courage, resolve and stubbornness. Dauntlessly she sought to prove at every turn that there was no task she could not fulfill as well as, or better than, any man on the island, including her older brother Hjalmar. And Hjalborn. Young Hjalborn was the nephew of Holgar Blackhand, the Jarl of Farrow, and one of the claimants of Skellige's crown. Despite his young age, he had already managed to achieve some renown, both during overseas raids and while fighting the monsters dwelling in the dangerous regions of the archipelago. His deeds had earned him enough fame, name recognition, and treasure that he stood a good chance of being elected king. Yeah, how exactly is this king picking going to go? Like, does one of them just have faith? Do they have to complete tasks? I'm curious, and I guess we'll find out in due time. And Holger Blackhand, not entirely sure what I need to think of him. The dour-faced Jarl of Farrow owed his nickname to the dark coloring of his hand and forearm, left there by frostbite he suffered when his longship hit an underwater boulder during a freak autumn blizzard. Even judging by Skellige standards, where pillaging and plundering are practically rites of passage, Holger was considered a brutal pirate and raider. This opinion surely resulted from the fact that he attacked the villages and ships of enemy Skellige clans with as much verve as he did the coastal settlements of Sedaris, Novigrad and Nilfgaard. Well, definitely one to keep on your good side then, I guess. Don't underestimate Holger Blackhand. And Odrik Anhindar. Odrik Anhindar, Jarl Donar's grandson and heir, was the youngest of the claimants to the Skellige throne. He dreamed of the heroic deeds and daring raids he would one day lead his subjects in accomplishing. Well, again, the whole raiding thing, does that really have to happen? I'm really not sure what to think of it. It's not my culture. And Svanrik Antursiach? Butchering names all day long. A hard life awaits a child who cannot escape his parents' shadow. Following the death of his father, the beloved King Bran, Svanrik became the formal ruler of Clan Suriacht, which controlled vast territory on the Isle of Anskellig. Yet this quiet and mild-mannered young man seemed firmly tied to the apron strings of his mother, Birna, who sought to control his every waking deed. With such an overbearing caretaker, it was hard to imagine how Svanri could ever grow into a man able to rule a mighty Skellige clan in his own right. Well, honestly, some people are just not cut out to be a true ruler and whatnot, but if you truly want it, you gotta work for it. Anyway, anyone else who might want to talk to us?
What did you say in the beast's ears? The gods are not kind, Jarl. Our isles are in for hard times.
My.
To a cold, distant
Udalrik. Greetings, hi.
What's that mean? The Isles are in for hard times. Speak clear.
The heart was deformed. An ill omen always.
An ill omen for me as well. Hear me. What'll become of me?
Fear not, Jarl. I'll not let you perish. I assure you. You need only follow my counsel.
I present to you Geralt of Rivia. Geralt, this is Udalrik, Jarl of the Brockfer clan, from Speakerrog, and his advisor Hjort.
So it is pronounced as Speakerrog.
Greetings.
Greetings. Honestly, I don't generally believe in omens, I guess. I mean, fate has its way, but at the same time, ill omens. It's not exactly an omen, there's always a reason behind it.
Gotta say, never really believed in omens and auguries.
One's belief, or lack thereof, makes no difference.
Tell him what awaits him. What you told me.
Your fates will intertwine. Yours and Udalric's.
Will they?
You will walk in darkness. Before you, fire and shadow.
Hear that, Geralt? Everything clear now?
Well, it almost sounds like, oh, we are going to walk inside of a cave and with a torch, fire and shadow. Honestly, I doubt it. Maybe it happens, but really.
Didn't plan to visit Speakerrog.
Man is not the master of his fate.
Maybe one day, but I guess. Thanks for the prediction, though.
Thanks for the prediction.
You do not believe now, but you will yet remember my words.
And then what do I do with those words? Because sure, you foretold this, but then what is supposed to happen? What am I supposed to do? That's where the whole prophecies and whatnot fall. Like, yeah. Anyway, regarding prophecies, what do you think is in store for Yennefer and me?
If you don't mind, Yen, I'd like to ask about us. What's the future hold in store?
The one you seek, you will find. And then she will die.
Again?
So I won't meet a tall, dark stranger? I shall have to content myself with you, Geralt.
I sense the mockery in your voice, my lady. But my omens do not lie.
Well, if you say that we find her and then she will die, there's something called dying of old age. So if we find her and then she will die eventually, like, yeah, there is truth in your words, but also it entirely depends on what you make of those words yourself. But still, if some people take solace out of them and take hope out of those prophecies and whatnot, all the more power to them. Anyway, it was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you both.
A toast to honor King Bran's memory.
Does anyone here... I'm sorry, I'm not drinking.
A worthy gesture, Udalrik, but I need to keep my head clear today. Got an important conversation later.
Well, he's not happy.
Strange man.
I hear he's very sick, carrying himself unusually well tonight.
Maybe it's the booze. Maybe we do need to have a drink. Character entry added on Hjort and Udalrik. Now let's take a quick look. Hjort. It is my humble opinion that the most one can learn from staring at the innards of a gutted animal is whether the poor beast was infested with parasites. Nevertheless, Hjort, like many other druids of Skellige, placed a great deal of trust in both haruspicy and chiromancy, or neuromancy as well, though that's more understandable, dreams being the royal route to one's soul. Word was that he commanded a great deal of respect and esteem amongst his fellow practitioners, having more than once accurately prophesied the future and interpreted the meaning of obtuse dreams. This druid was devoted to Clan Brockfar with all his heart, and his knowledge and ability made him an excellent advisor, one in whom the Jarl of Spikeruk, Udalric of Clan Brockfar, placed a great deal of trust. And of this Udalric, he was an enigmatic figure, to say the least. Some mysterious ill surrounded him, causing others to shrink his company. Geralt could not help but notice that Udalric did seem to be acting strangely, muttering to himself often and showing signs of suppressed panic, as if he lived in a constant fear of something or someone. Well, there's a story there. Maybe one day we will find out. And greetings, Arnfald. Thank you, once again. And who are you? Just normal Skellige? Yeah. Well, honestly, this is a nice wake. Very decent party, they got good music.
I'm a simple chap. Seek no trouble.
I like it. And enough food.
Allow me to introduce Geralt of Rivia, a witcher. Geralt, Jarl Donar and Hinder, and Jarl Madman Lugos.
Calling Lugos a madman's an insult to madmen. He's a common goat fucker.
Call me a goat fucker one more time, and I'll chop off your head, stick it on a pike, and piss down your neck hole.
That sounds like something a madman would do.
Time to settle this. Here and now.
Oh, ha ha ha! Giving me a true fright right now. Shat my best trousers. Put that away before you cut yourself, you cunt.
Honestly, boys, just calm down. We're at a wake. We don't need more dead people, okay?
Thought Skellige's called a truce for feasts.
I know the hallowed customs, but Lugos ought to know that I'll not let him raid my Hindisfjall bear.
You don't scare anyone, Donar. I'll be boy soon to plough your priestesses, drink from your tankard, and shit on your table. Be sure to leave a candle lit for me.
Emperor would be very pleased to hear you quarrel.
His Imperial Majesty is more than welcome to visit.
Let him sail over here. We ain't afraid of the black ones.
Raiding coastal villages is one thing. Total war with the Empire is another.
Awfully mouty, this one. Go stir your cauldron and pierce some boils, witch. Don't talk when you haven't got a fucking clue.
Oh, if anyone doesn't have a fucking clue, it'd be you. Honestly, just calm down.
Calm down, Lugos.
No wench will teach me how to fight.
I said calm down.
Not my intention. Come, Geralt. I believe this discussion's run its course.
Apparently.
Pestilence still blows in the
The people here are intriguing, that's for sure.
I've no mind for it.
What now?
Now we pay a visit to Ermion's laboratory.
Didn't know we'd been invited.
Because we've not been.
Ooh. So what are we looking for then? Because honestly, I'm intrigued. Let's go, I'd say.
Take it Ermion won't be there.
That's right.
And what's the purpose of this visit?
We're looking for an object. The Mask of Erberos. We'll need it.
Okay, and what does this mask do?
Come, Geralt.
Like,
now you'll tell me why you need this mask.
Exactly.
Oh, I shall. In due course.
Really?
Take it you'll decide when.
Correct.
Really? I mean, I'm not sure what else I expected, but nonetheless. Is Ermion... Do we have a character entry on him? I don't think we did. We all... Okay, one moment, Yennefer. Information. Donar and Hindjar. Few Jarls of Skellige were as honored and obeyed as Donar and Hindjar, the eldest of their number. Despite his advanced age, he remained the active leader of his clan and its representatives at all official gatherings. The only person able to break his composure was Madman Lugos, whose clan had long feuded with the Anhindars. Donar's home was, like Freya's temple, on Hindarsfjall. As befits a neighbor to the gods, Donar was famed for his wise, considered opinions on and his piety. This last did not, however, extend to the gods of the continent, whose rich sanctuaries he had often raided in his youth. And Madman Lugos? Though Madman Lugos, Jarl of Clan Drummond, was nothing special in terms of size or strength, most men in the Isles still stepped aside when they saw him coming. Eternally feuding with his neighbors, Lugos had a reputation for a furious and violent temper, and managed to get into shouting matches with even the usually placid Donar and Hindar. Yet Lugos' biggest rival was Kragan Krayt, whom he accused of stealing part of his domain, which in his reckoning encompassed all of Ardskellig. The clan's quarrel went back hundreds of years, and there was nothing to indicate it would end while these two fierce enemies lived. Lukos hated Krag with a passion dampened only by the loss of Skellig and the disproportionate balance of power between the two clans. Honestly, what I've learned from all of this is that all the clan leaders are constantly feuding with each other, stealing each other's stuff, and apparently they have a king, but there's no peace between the clans, really. Dear oh dear. But, what I was looking for, this Ermion. We're going to his laboratory right now. We know nothing about him, though apparently we do know him. Anyway, I'm definitely intrigued as to what he might be hiding, or what we might learn.
Footsteps.
Okay. What excuse do we have for being down here?
Shh. Guards.
Do we have an
Hide
excuse?
behind the tapestry.
Sparrows chip, while starlings chirp.
What do jackdaws do?
Jackdaws caw. Goldfinches warble, and cranes whoop, whereas peacocks screech. Hawks scream, larks trill, and doves, they coo. That's all of them.
What about nightingales?
All right, nightingales croon.
And why is that of any importance? Can't believe that actually worked. That busy with what the bloody hell the bird says. Oh well.
That was close.
You could say that. This feels like we're two young teenagers sneaking somewhere we're not to hang out and make out, and I do hope that's not what we're going to do. Because I'm still not sure how I feel about that. But, anyway, laboratory, Mask of Herberus or something.
This'll be tough to open.
Surprises never end. See the ravens?
Hard not to.
Ermion's spies.
Yes, ravens are
An
spies.
indication that we're near his laboratory. I also sense a clear magic aura. Come, there's a ledge outside this window. We must pass along it.
And we're sure the ravens won't actually tell where we're going right now? I mean, we could kill the raven, but that would probably anger Ermion, and also... Do all the magical beings and magical people use raven as their... well... the tools?
Seen uglier sights in my life.
Ooh, wow.
Geralt of Rivia, being romantic.
Yes, I can. I can be romantic. I appreciate you not teleporting me unwanted. But it also would have been nice to save the jumping. There is so much to explore in these isles, as I think. Like, that lighthouse all the way over there. That's right here. Wow. And then beyond that, further in a sort of straight line in that direction, you would reach probably here? Or this thing here. Nonetheless, I foresee a lot of sailing in my nearby future. Because hell no that I'm gonna use fast travel. I don't do portals. So, any spies here? Anything going to stop us?
Yes?
Can we just enter? I guess we can just enter. Not exactly the best defense he's got. I mean, but just play some few raven here and there, and
Amazing how a hobby can render a man mysterious. Fascinating.
yeah,
Especially a druid. Must be a real nature lover.
especially like this. I mean, taxidermy.
Had one at Kaer Morhen.
Please.
Hey, you've got a stuffed unicorn. We had a stuffed bear. Each to their own. Ooh, stuffed wolf. Can I?
Looks alive.
Pretty much. Very fancy. So...
Yes?
We are looking for a mask? Oh, you even have the stuffed deer. Interesting. Why the stuffed animals? Can I? There we go.
100 loose an arrow if you saw that in the woods.
Definitely. Although the question would be, would a monster be fooled by a taxidermy animal? We've got a door and we've got a bowl. Does the door open?
Are you alright?
Cut myself. The door's locked.
We cut. Whoa.
The animals. They're alive. Yen, watch out. Monsters.
Can I?
Can feel them coming closer.
They're
everywhere.
Okay. Can I? I know these things are taxidermy animals. I am not gonna be swinging. Yen, are you? Where's Yen? I'm punching bears and wolves. That's how we do this. I know. This must look so foolish. I'm punching taxidermy animals like a madman. Luckily they're not hurting me, but I'm just hurting myself here.
Smells of mushrooms in here.
No. To my mind, it's the scent of sweet grass.
Okay, sweet grass dying in the sun. Do these things... Can these things even... Come on. Come on. Hit the bubble. They can hit the bubble. Come on. There we go. There we go. This is so weird. I'm trying not to make too big of a mess here. Like, I could set fire to these things. But that would be a bit much. But to be honest, the fact that I'm actually getting hurt... The fact that I'm getting hurt by these things is already bad enough. Just kick the taxidermy bear in the face. There we go. Who's next? Oh, bloody hell, there's even more. Okay, fine. You really want to play? I have got Fists of Fury. Basically, I don't want to use a sword right now because I know that's going to cause a lot of harm to the taxidermy animals. And then they certainly know I've been around. Now it at least looks a little bit more acceptable. I'm merely punching these things. Oh, God. Do I also have to fight the deer? Go away, you bear. Go away. When is this effect running out? Surely it must leave our bloodstream soon, right? Right? Oh, we have made such a mess.
What's happening?
You were hallucinating. You ran at Ermion's animals, sword flailing. I had to calm you.
Fists flailing? Yeah, we never mention this again. It must have looked funny. I mean, nobody got hurt. I didn't hurt you, luckily. Everything is fine.
Must have looked strange.
Your years of vigorous training at Kaer Morhen finally paid off. Bested nearly all the stuffed beasts in here.
Yeah, only the deer didn't want to fight.
Fine. We've passed the trial of taxidermy. The door stands open.
Oh boy. Totally worth it.
Inside, Geralt.
Oh my god. How much of a map? I've ripped off his head? These fists are weapons of mass destruction.
Beating the crap out of taxidermy animals? I can't say I've expected that to be a thing in our life. Which also means it's a bloody shame that nobody put out a contract for these fierce beings. For we surely showed them who's boss.